Hey guys, this is Martijn from VMworld TV. I'm here with Nico Vibert to show that we actually have a diverse company. He's French, so we even allow French people. So he's had a session about Robo. So is that like short for robotics or?
No, actually Robo is what we refer to as remote office, branch office. So essentially it's any site that is geographically distant from the data center, and it could be a few different miles, but it could literally be in a different continent, and it could be a school, it could be remote offices, retail stores, oil rigs, manufacturing plants, any site that is kind of distant from the data center.
Yeah.
And typically all these sites have similar types of patterns. They don't have any IT staff, they are very small scale compared to the data center. They follow some kind of template. You have your small branch with one router, one switch, medium size, and then large branch. Maybe they have one private connection, like an MPLS connection back to the data center. And they tend to be hardware based. Typically what you do with your branch is you dump some equipment for 5-6 years, and you leave your branch, you ignore it, and because the branch, many people find it quite boring to look after. So that's typically the branch that we've had over the past 15-20 years. Hasn't really changed.
All right. So it hasn't actually changed, you say, but we are doing stuff with Robo as VMware. So what has actually changed now?
Well, what we're changing because we've been speaking to literally hundreds of customers, and what customers have been telling us that the branch is quite very expensive because it's really hardware based. Most of our customers have a rack of equipment, multiple routers and switches and local, physical servers, when you don't really have a lot of space in the branch. So it's hardware defined, it's expensive, and it takes a very long time to provision. You have to provision all these different appliances, ship them to site, and connect them up. And it takes 9 to 12 weeks to get your branch up and running, which just takes too long. And it's just not very flexible, and we want to be able to bring the benefits of the software-defined data center to the branch, which is just an extension of the data center.
Yeah. So we're gonna do the SDBC in a very small package. Is that right?
Yeah, essentially it's just kind of what we can refer to as office in a box, or school in a box, or any kind of remote site in a box, by virtualizing all the services and running them on commodity server. So take x86 box, a couple of them, and use NSX, vSphere, vSAN to virtualize your compute, your local applications like your file print servers, your point of sales. You can use vSAN for your local storage if you need to, and finally you can use NSX to virtualize your security and apply security for all your local workloads in your remote sites.
Okay, that's cool. So you're talking about robot sites, and most companies has a lot of these sites. So one data center is huge. You can easily manage that with one management plane, but how do you manage so many locations? Is there something in there what we do to make it easier?
Yeah, we're looking at creating some central management plane for all the remote sites, but primarily our focus will be on automating the provisioning of all these sites. And that's a challenge with, again, looking at your traditional stack of appliances, is you have to configure them one by one, go on the CLI, and it takes ages. But by virtualizing them, you can create a template of what your application your branch looks like. And your branch might be made of a couple of VMs for your compute, some security policies, and we are able to provision your branch in a matter of minutes by automating, using the APIs that are native in vSphere and in NSX.
Yeah.
So it takes, instead of taking hours and days to configure your branch and get it up and running, we can do it in a matter of minutes, not hours.
Right. So that's an instant ROI, basically.
Absolutely, yeah.
I would have to get my calculator out to see how much that is. But so we got management, we got the entire SDBC stack in there. So we also got NSX. Is NSX like a secret sauce that you can pull over all these locations and manage your security in one goal, in one template?
Absolutely. So you can have a consistent security policies across all your branches, and as well as within your data center. Yeah. And people shouldn't underestimate how the branch is also an attack surface. We know for customers where ransomware started in their remote offices and within 30 minutes spread to their all global sites and wiped out the entire Windows infrastructure. So the branch needs securing too, and all the way down to every single applications in the branch, and that's why we can use NSX within the branch to do that, and microsegment every application.
Yeah. So let's talk about scalability. A branch is small at first. You put in a couple of servers, you put in the SDDC basically, or the SD Robo stack. So the branch grows bigger. They need more capacity. How will that scale?
No, because your management plane is still in your data center, and from on the remote side, you basically have very few things you need to deploy, which is just the NSX kernel that you need to deploy within your host. So there isn't any a change or different types of requirements on the sizing of your branches. We just bring the benefits of the data center, of the software-based data center, to the branch, but without any inconvenience.
Yeah. So management overhead is slim to none when it comes to requirements for internet lines or bandwidth that you need to those robot sites. Is that huge, or can you use like a 3G or a 4G?
3G is fine. It's the main requirement is around latency between the NSX manager and as well as the vCenter back to your remote host, which is like 250 milliseconds, which tends to be fine for most of our customers. So
250?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I actually, this is new. I'm learning stuff as well. That's cool. So it used to be 150 millisecond. So it's gonna be keeping growing every year, you think?
I'm not sure, but I don't have the details on this, but that's roughly tends to be more than enough for most of our customers.
Yeah. All right. So if people want to get started with Robo and VMware, what is the first stepping stone?
Well, we have published a Robo white paper on the VMware.com page. If you just Google NSX Robo white paper, it's something that you can come 20 pages, pretty good bedtime reading to get started.
Always fun to have bedtime reading about technical stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we got an insight into Robo. I want to thank you for your time and wish you very good luck on this event.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming, for having me.
Thank you.